Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
Remember, show is all about entrepreneurs and those making a difference, entertainers, those that are building the community, those that care about others, those that see the value of helping one another. And I'm just so excited in the studio, so pumped up. We have the four-time, not one, not two, not three, four-time UFC champion fighter and pioneer in the sport of mixed martial arts. That's MMA, and that's Frank Shamrock. Now, you could reach him at bakeout.TV. That's BAKEOUT.TV. Of course, we'll also have the interview on Eliances.com and his contact information at ELIANCES.com. Now, Frank, how did it all come to be that you even got involved within the MMA?
Well, I mean, it's purely by accident. I'd actually ended up in jail, and it's been a youth of incarceration, and my group home father at the time sat me down and was like, you've kind of screwed your life up. He believed in athletics, and he believed in direction, and I didn't have that as youth. So when I was 21, I made up my mind that I was going to change my life, and I went to the martial arts school. My dad literally dropped me off and was like, don't show them you're scared and never give up. Very cryptic, by the way. And then that was how my career began. A 16-year career. I never left.
Now, how much though training did you? I mean, you start this and stuff. How much training are you doing? Is it daily? Is it weekly? What is it?
All day, every day, every waking moment, every conscious moment, because you're fighting for your life. And I don't know how other people were entering the ring, but I was entering to always win, and that meant beating people down or whatever was necessary. So I think, like most musicians, I bet you Jerry can attest to this, is my mind never turned off for 16 years. I studied the art of fighting every moment I was awake, and every night before I went to sleep, I was meditating, visualizing, and creating the sport in my mind, which carried over into my dreams. And when I woke up, I wrote that stuff down and took it to the gym with me. That's how I move this sport.
Right. So it's not just on the physical end of it, but then it's also eating properly, right? I mean, do you watch everything?
It's diet, it's rest, you are literally a fighting machine. I mean, I am a fighting machine. So to me, it's just building the machine to be the greatest, so that I can do the most ridiculous feats with it.
Most challenging fight you had?
I had several, but probably the toughest one was I fought a guy named Ensign Inoue in Japan, and he was about 25 pounds heavier than me. But I also have like a bad back, so like about 7 minutes, and he literally folded me over backwards and jumped on my chest and tried to elbow my face in. And it was one of those moments where I thought, like, okay, this is the moment where I die in some foreign country. This is just terrible. But instead I went, wait a minute, you can't kill me. And I flipped him over. I got up and I knocked him out. But there was a moment there where it really tested who I was as a human being and what my purpose was.
Most fight that you were most surprised about?
Fighting Kevin Jackson, the Olympic gold medalist in 1992. I beat him in 14 seconds and set a Guinness World Record, and that was something I dreamt in those meditative visual states. And I told everybody I was going to do it, but then actually doing it and proving it, like it was, when you launch something and everyone thinks you're crazy. I was that dude until that moment happened, and then I was a genius.
Absolutely incredible.
I was. And then they were like, okay, whatever Frank dreams, we're doing it. And then I was a genius. But before that, I was the crazy guy with the notebook who was like a nerd. So
tell me a little bit more about the mental part of it, because I think a lot of people don't realize that, especially stepping into the ring, the amount of mental concentration that goes. It's not just about throwing fists. It's about the concentration, knowing when, what to do, how to do it. I mean, and being so quick with everything.
Yeah, I mean, it is. They say fighting is 90% mental. And everything is 90% mental, because it's your brain is what does it. But when you get to these, I call them level 10 situations, that's where you don't even know what's going on, because there's so much stimuli, there's so much, fear, or there's so much, potential damage or whatever. People, when they get there, just fall apart. So you can get there at all times in anything, business or otherwise, but nobody puts themselves there purposely.
And we have Frank Shamrock in the studio, four-time UFC champion fighter, and you could reach him at bakeout.TV. and you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Heroes radio show. In fact, go to Eliances.com, that's Eliances.com, where you could be part of the entrepreneur community, and you may even have a chance to meet Frank Shamrock. In fact, Frank, you were at our Eliances Grand Table experience where there was just hundreds of those that are part of our community. In fact, not everybody, because it was so full we couldn't even put everybody in the same room, but you were part of it. Tell us about the experience, what it meant for you, and what it was like to be there.
Well, I really enjoyed it because it's the first time I was in something so focused. To me, it's all about focus time. What are we doing? How quickly can we get it done? If we're going to do business, let's get it done. Do you know what I mean? If we're going to train, let's go do it. So I'm with you on that. I only need 20, 30 seconds to feel a human's intention and to get their information and to decide if I want to do business with them. And the rest of it's schematics and numbers and whatever. But if I feel you and you feel like a good dude, I only need that short period of time. And you provided the time and then the opportunity. And I came away just completely blown. I really enjoyed the experience.
And everybody was flocking to you. I mean, you know,
well, I had great shoes on, and I took them off. I was the only guy with no shoes on, so that was kind of weird. People were like, "What's the guy with no shoes? We got to talk to him." But no, I had a great response. It was really good, and I've had a tremendous follow-up. In fact, I'm going to follow up with a bunch of the guys today. I've got a scheduled day full of meetings with that whole group, so I've kept the whole day open to see everybody.
Tell us about the Shamrock Way.
Sure, that's my family's nonprofit. You know, my dad adopted me out of nowhere. I was a troubled kid, grew up on the streets. You know, I've done it all. And out of nowhere, you know, this man stepped up and became a father to me. And it's changed my life. It's allowed me to become successful. So what we do, I spend 50% of my time of all my day in my family nonprofit. And we go around and we help communities. We target at-risk communities. We find people that need programs, help, education, whatever. We finance programs, we create programs, we support them. I show up, I wrestle, I kick people's butts if need be, I raise money. But, you know, to me, I was taught to be a leader through martial arts, and a leader steps forward and takes action. And, you know, we've got all these communities that need help, and I'm here to help them.
And not only, now you're also, too, doing you're co-host of The Bakeout, which people could reach you at bakeout.tv. What's that all about, though?
It is an educational network on cannabis. You know, we started as a TV show. My buddy's like, we got to do a TV show. This thing's turning legal. And, you know, I came into it from being an activist, but not really understanding what the industry was doing. As soon as we made the show, the feedback was extraordinary. And what we came out of the show is what we really need is a digital network. Like, there's so much misinformation out there, and it is so hard to get real information because it's technically federally illegal. So we created this digital network. We have an app. We have a whole experience where if you want to get into alternative medicine, you want to get real information, trusted information, we provide that for you, and we provide it from a purely medical standpoint.
Excellent. What kind of advice would you give to those that are starting off in MMA, especially when they're starting and they're going to be entering maybe one of their more challenging fights? Because there's a lot that's going on, I can only imagine mentally, for it. What are some of the secrets, though, that you would share with them to be able to be better prepared, and then once they actually step in the ring?
Well, the biggest secret I would say is get your coach, get your circle, get your community. Because what most people don't realize is when you're in there fighting in a level 10 situation, you just do whatever your corner tells you. Literally, if he said jump, I would just jump because I can't see what's going on. There's too much. So I have to have ultimate trust. I have to ultimate friendship, and you have to find those people. You have to search them out. You know, that's where the martial arts journey comes in. So I say first, find a good coach, find a good community, and then you need to search yourself and find out what you are, what your brand is, and then what you're willing to do. I was willing to die and become the greatest in the world. Most people aren't willing to do that. But if you're that guy, then write that down and go on that journey because people will be attracted to that. And odds are, if you have that kind of intention, you will accomplish it.
Excellent. Well, Frank, you're a champion. I got to tell you, not only just in the sport of MMA, but a champion to many in the work with everything that you're doing regarding with the show bakeout.tv. You could also reach Frank Shamrock by going to frankshamrock.com. Thank you again, MMA legend Frank Shamrock. When we return, David Kogan with Eliances Heroes radio show. Wait till you hear about our other special hero.